Hi, my name's Matthew Robert Payne, and it's hoped by me that you enjoy this video. Um, it's called the Joy of Being Seen. In life, we're born and we're innocent, we're a little baby, and we get hungry, we get dirty, we start to cry, and we grow up as a young boy or a young girl, grow to teenage years, become an adult. And all the way we do our education, we go to our first jobs, we do our first jobs, we earn an income, we learn to provide for ourselves and have an income that sustains a lifestyle. We make friends, if we're lucky, if we're fortunate, we make friends and enjoy our work and enjoy our time off and develop things that we like to do and pastimes and hobbies. And we try, our heart, our soul, the inner part of ourselves, our spirit, uh, really yearns to be seen and to be seen and understood. So many of us have got this inert, deep heart cry to be seen and to be understood. And we allow people to put labels on us and put us in boxes if that helps them. You know, I'm obese. I have got bad hygiene. I don't care for myself. I got low self-esteem. I'm bipolar. I'm diabetic. I've got a heart condition. I've got a bad back. They're all labels. Yeah, other labels I've heard is I'm really deep. I'm really intelligent. I'm a genius. They're labels that I like. They make me smile. I used to have a pretty messed up, wicked friend. And he used to tell me all the time that I'm really intelligent. But when I heard him say it, it didn't sit right. It made me uncomfortable. I didn't like him saying it. And I didn't know it at the time, but what he was using was flattery. And he was using the flattery, saying something he thought I'd think I'd like in order to develop influence on me. And I imagine Patricia, you're here, and Billie Eilish, you're here, and Kim Kardashian's here. Um, I imagine some of you pretty girls have heard that you're pretty or you're stunning or you're beautiful, and some of them land well and make you happy. Some of those compliments are flattery, and people are trying to control you. But in life, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how gifted you are, no matter how talented you are, no matter how successful you become in monetary standards and living standards, it doesn't really matter how beautiful you are or how rich you are, how successful you are. What we really want, what our spirit, or you could say our soul, really wants is to be seen and understood and accepted for who we are. And there was a famous musician, John Lennon, and I listened to an audio book because I wanted to do an interview with him. And in the audio book, he said when he met Yoko, his wife, uh, that she instantly saw him. And it was the first person he'd met in his life that could see him, that could understand him. And you'd think, you're on top of the world, you're one of the most famous singers, one of the most famous musicians in the world. Surely people see you. Surely people understand you. Surely people know you for who you are. But he said the only person in the world that he felt had seen him was Yoko, his wife, and she doesn't get much recognition for this, but she co-wrote Imagine, the song with him, and wasn't just John Lennon that wrote that song. She contributed to that song, and that song was voted the best song of last century out of all the songs that had been written and played in 100 years. It was voted the best song, and I really loved that song. And it's one of the few songs that I'll have an attempt at singing on karaoke if I'm out of the pub. When I used to have friends and I could go out with a pub with friends, I used to get up and sing Imagine. Um, uh, uh, there's another song, California Girls by the Beach Boys, that I used to sing too. I'm limited because I haven't got a tremendous voice, and I'm very aware of what songs I can sing well and what songs I really love. And I love beautiful girls, and I love attractive girls. And so California Girls was a great song. And, and Imagine has such promise in that future world. I believe in that future world. But we all search. John was searching for someone to really see him and really understand him. And yeah, I've been interacting as you'll find if you're watching my videos now. I've been interacting with a lot of female witches who are listening to me telepathically. I said to my friend that I do interviews with each night, Tolu, I said if my broadcast in the supernatural each day was a podcast, I'd be the biggest podcast in the world. And there's a lot of people listening. I have a relationship with a female who's come to help Heaven out. Heaven was in trouble, and she came from another planet as an alien and came to help God out and reorganize Heaven. And she'll meet with any of these women listening to me, and she'll tell them about me and tell them things about me and show them visions of my life. And so some of them come to know me, and when I talk to them and I meet with them, and they astral travel to see me, they seem to understand me and know me better than most people do. But how are you going? Do you escorts that are listening, do you have many clients that truly see you? Do you have many regular clients that know you well enough and know your personal life that you can share your life with, that see you? Do you have friends or people you know that really know you and really see you and really understand you? It's a good thing to be seen. It's a good thing to be understood. And my friend Tolu that I do the interviews with each night seems to know me really well, or seems to see me. But God sees you if you can develop a relationship with God or Jesus. They see you. They know everything that's ever happened to you. They know every thought that you've had. They know every reason you committed each sin or did each thing. They've got the backstory in your life. And so when you develop a close relationship with Jesus or a close relationship with God, um, you can be fully seen and you can know that they fully see you. But what's rarer is to find a human on earth that can fully see you and fully understand you. And my friend Tolu, who does the interviews at night, she knows enough about my life to see me and understand me. And I got a carer called Sue that I spend 6 hours a week with, and I've told her so many hundreds of stories that she come to see me too and understand me in a certain way. But it's my prayer, and I pray publicly for you, women and men who are listening to me. I pray that I pray, dear God, that you would bring someone into this person's life that can truly have good questions and have time to ask questions and talk to the person and truly get to know them. So many of us are scared. We've got blockages. We've got fear of opening up to people, fear that will be rejected, or fear that will be abused, or fear that will be used, or fear that will be taken advantage of. So many of us that have been hurt have so many fears and blockages to relationships, and I find it my same. I've been so lonely all my life. I've had an addiction to sex workers, and although I've enjoyed having sex with all those girls and meeting all these pretty girls and having sex, most of them never kissed, and they never had a romantic kiss, and they would only see me if I was paying them money. None of them out of 1,000 ever wanted to be my friend and meet me outside of work hours. I was only a job, and in American terms, I was only a trick. And three of them I developed feelings for. One of them I got engaged to. Her working name was Chloe, and there was another one that I fell in love with. And her working name was Haley, and Chloe's real name when I started dating her is Michelle. But still today, I still call her Chloe. I fell in love with Chloe. Um, I was in bed with Chloe one day, and lying in bed, and she said, "I love you. I love the way you loved me," and I couldn't hear her. And I said, "What was that?" And she said, "It doesn't matter." I said, "No, it's important to you. What did you say?" And she said, "I loved the way you loved me." And I said, "What do you mean by that?" She said, "Well, some guys love me for my breasts," and she had nice breasts. So some loves me for my sense of humor, and she was very, very funny. Some people loved me for my money, and she earned quite a bit of money. Some loved me for my cheerful personality, and she had a cheerful personality. But you don't love me for any reason, anything that I have. You love me. You love me for me. And that was very precious. That was a very good insight. I was very pleased that she could see I loved her for who she was. And I've got um, a really powerful Illuminati witch here in my presence today, Patricia, and she's dressed in lingerie, and I really like lingerie, I like women's bodies, and she's dressed in lingerie, and she flashed me a couple of times, and she realized that even though I love the female body and I love to see nakedness, she realized that I loved her for who she was, not what she looked like. And after a time, she put on a nice evening gown, and she went to another level of stunning. Um, Sometimes girls with clothes on look better than girls with clothes off, and we all admire women dressed in evening gowns and dressed up to go out. And she said that for a guy who has had a sex addiction and kept on sleeping with women, it's really good to be around a man who isn't just totally addicted to what I look like. And so it's important to be seen. I heard it said one time, I don't know who said it, but he said that writers keep on writing books until people can see them. And I think that was talking about fictional writers, writers of fiction, people who write fiction, put parts of themselves in different characters, and they're sort of hoping people come to love the character and love that character trait that they have. And so some people in the world can be really successful, like John Lennon, and not have anyone truly see him and understand him. Or it really comes down to wanting to understand a person, wanting to know a person. It really comes down to your time and your lack of selfishness and your compassion and your kindness and your patience to get to know a person. Um, Michael Jackson uh, had people around him that always wanted something of him, wanted his money, wanted his aura, wanted themselves to look good, to be in his company. He found it really hard to find true friends that understood him and didn't want something from him. When you become a person who just simply loves people, who's just got a big heart, a pure heart, just full of love, you come, you can become very attractive to real stunning rich women, because they may not choose you as a partner, but they like to have you around because you give them a good reflection of themselves. And every time you let go of an observation or a compliment about them, they really receive those compliments. They find those compliments really precious. Some writers of music write lyrics that are pretty easy and pretty boring and just rhyme, and it's just a pretty basic song. And then there's Billie Eilish and Phineas, who write really clever lyrics and really poetic lyrics and really amazing lyrics, and they put a lot of time into writing songs. I really love Billie's expression and the lyrics that she writes and her music. And she appreciated when I told her that a lot of her music I don't like because it's too dark for me. And I said, Christians' favorite book of the Bible is Psalms, and it's full of like poetic writing, and a lot of Christian artists get the lyrics out of those Psalms and write worship music out of it. But I told her that I don't write the book of Psalms because every second Psalm, David is complaining about how hard his life is and how depressed he is and how he's having such a hard time, and he's laying on his pillow and wetting his pillow all night, such as his pain and sadness, and he's crying out to God, come and save me. And told her that I can't read the Psalms, even though about half of them are really positive. I haven't got an index telling me which ones are the sad ones and which are the happy ones. If I knew um, if I knew a few Psalms that were happy ones, I'd go back and read them often. But because sometimes I start reading and it's really sad, I can't risk it because I live a really sad life. And she understood it when I explained it to her. She understood it, and might be hurtful for a musician for you to say you can't really listen to a lot of her music because it's really dark. It's not a nice feedback to give a musician, but it was true. And she spent some time with me, and she seen me really depressed and in really low moods and having trouble sleeping. And June, the alien, spent some time with her and showed her my life. And showed me the life I'd lived, and she come to realise that she was almost crying 20 minutes ago, saying that your life is so dark, you've suffered so much, and I almost cry how much you've suffered. And she can understand that, this obese, uh, lazy, unemployed guy that she loves uh, has suffered more than her, and has got more darkness in him than her, and is in more pain than her. And I don't think Billy, I don't really think you meet many people who have more of a measure of pain in their life than you. And I think it's been shocking to you. And in one way, it garners your respect and your love. And instead of wanting me to love you and make you whole, you sort of, the reverse is in action now. You want to love on me and make me whole and make my life happy. And perhaps together over the next few years as I live on earth before Jesus comes back, perhaps we can make each other happy and say good things to each other. And so she's gradually seeing parts of me and seeing what I suffer with, and she's been given insight by June about my heart. She's been touched on the shoulder by June and seen things in her mind and felt emotions in her heart of how I really feel, and it's really dark. And so there's a real joy in being seen. There's a real joy in someone seeing you and having connection. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection. It doesn't have to be sexual. You don't have to own the person. You don't have to be in control of the person. You can have just a platonic friendship where the person sees you. And it's my prayer for all of you are listening, whether you're listening on YouTube or you're listening in the airwaves, in spiritual airwaves. It's my prayer for each of you that you would meet a male or a female, someone who can become a friend of yours, who can truly learn to see you, truly discover you and know you for who you are, and give you genuine encouragement and genuine compliments, and lift you up and champion you. So that's all I have to say in this video. I've got a book called He's Redeeming Love, a memoir. You can read about my life in that book up until about 15 years ago. So God bless you, and may your faith bless you, and may you be happy for the rest of your days. God bless.